Today's edition of Mike Mayo's Lunchbox is brought to you by the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale.
Hold the Mayo. It's time for Mike Mayo's Lunchbox. Find out what's being served with Mike, Defo, and Lubie, the only show that covers food, sports, and the proper maintenance of your car. And now, a man who had the distinction of having an entire health clinic named in his honor, Mike Mayo.
I want the frim fram sauce with the awesome fave with shafafa.
Hey, good afternoon, everybody, and it is a beautiful day on Fort Lauderdale Beach. You can't see the beach. We can. We can't set it up that way because there's just too much glare, but we are at a fantastic waterfront restaurant. The Sun Sentinel is now looking for the best waterfront restaurants in South Florida. They're going to be putting together the list of finalists soon, and when I heard about that, immediately I thought one of my nominees and one of my favorite places on the beach. It's been here a long time. And it's part of our man Steve Dapuzzo's portfolio. This man, he has places on the river. He has places in downtown Hollywood. He has places in Sistrunk, the growing, burgeoning neighborhoods. And he's got this place, Wild Thyme, at the Atlantic Hotel and Spa. I believe it's 601 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard. Yep. And again, thank you for inviting us out here.
Welcome.
And it is a spectacular day. Another beautiful February beach day. And how's it been going in the world of Society 8 hospitality?
It's been going good. People are down. Everyone's having a good time. We've had incredible weather. After that brutal summer, we're getting the fruits of our labor.
Yep. And we welcome Mike Lubie to the show.
Yes.
He got us up and running. And again, this place, well, before we get into the brief history of it, I'll do the rundown of, it's great because every month we're going to a different place and getting different things. We've already been to House on the River, I think a couple of times, or was it just once? Just once.
We went and ate there, and it was a spectacular experience. My wife still's talking about it.
And yeah, I've been there a few times for the high tea service, and then also brunch and all that stuff. You got that going on. And then, of course, you've got not just one, but two food halls, the Sistrunk Marketplace and the Block 40 in Hollywood, where we visited, I believe it was last month. It's all a blur now.
Not for me. Steve taking really good care of us, so I remember each and every bite.
But this is kind of one of your OG babies, right?
Yeah.
Give us a little bit of the history, because I remember back in the day when it was, start off as Beauty and the Feast.
Yeah, I had it. It was Beauty and the Feast around 2013, and we had a great little run with it, and the hotel had sold, and they tried to do their own little concept. And
I remember that when I was a food writer and I was turned into a news writer again. I was going through court files. It was a little bit of a battle.
But sometimes you get to come home.
Yeah.
So we came back in just pre-COVID, actually, and we ran our famous Sunday brunch.
Right.
And when we hit COVID, we kind of pulled away from the buffet brunch because everyone was
they were skittish
spooked.
about
Yes.
going. Yeah,
rightfully so. And we started doing our brunch boards, which ended up being the signature thing here.
Yeah, and again, the name is Wild Thyme, but it's THYME, like the herb.
Yep.
A nice little play on words. And you can't see, but we've got a whole outdoor deck overlooking the beautiful blue azure waters of the Atlantic.
Yes.
And we've got indoors for when it gets, if it's a little too hot or humid outside, the beautiful dining room in here. How many seats you got all told in and out?
It's about 160.
Okay.
We have a huge waterfront presence. And the Atlantic Hotel, because it was one of the first hotels when the beach had its new renaissance, which is about 21 years ago now. This was the first one to come up where the little motels were. So they built the hotel very close to A1A and the beach.
Yeah.
So we are pushed very close to the ocean.
Yeah.
I'm starting to feel very old, Steve, because now we're going to say, back at the turn of the century. The turn of the century. Oh, my God, we're 25 years in.
Before there were phones.
Oh, meanwhile,
honestly,
we've got food dropping in. Hold on a second.
Yes.
We've got you are known for your signature boards here.
Yes, I'm big on the boards.
The brunch boards. It's just a very impressive display.
It's great to share, too. Like that's
the
I
whole
love.
point.
Like,
in a lot of the concepts I do, I really believe, food is sociable and eating family style. We do offer a la carte, but I just like these family style dishes.
This looks like a very meaty, keto friendly board.
This is totally, we call it the butcher's board.
It's the butcher's board.
So you have short rib on there, house-made sausage, little hanger steak, herb marinated,
and a skewer,
and filet kebab.
A filet mignon tenderloin skewer
Oh my
kebab.
God.
Yeah.
And I tell you what, the odors that are
Yeah.
just,
It's a
the
pretty dish.
aromas, we call it aromas.
Aroma.
Because it's just wafting over to my nostrils, and my tongue is now
Wafting.
Yes, wafting. Yeah, I used to be a writer, And meanwhile, over here we got another one of your kind of very prettily plated things:
Yes.
a pineapple.
Yes, pineapple fried rice with chicken. You can get it with shrimp, and it has a Mai Tai reduction on it.
Okay, and
So-
we're going to slide everything over because look what
My
else.
Thai reduction.
Yes,
that
like a
sounds
rum.
beautiful.
It's like a rum
Yeah, yeah.
reduction.
That sounds
Okay,
beautiful.
yeah. And look what else is dropped in. This
And
is
then-
one of your biggest sellers, right?
With the
Because-
last name of Dapuzzo, you gotta
gotta have
have
an
a
Italian.
chicken parm. But we're at Wild Time, and the whole premise is it's a wild kind of spin on things. So we did a traditional chicken parm, but instead of just finishing with fresh mozzarella, we actually put a burrata ball on the
Right,
top.
and now you call it
the bomb.
the chicken parm bomb. And I say that's brilliant marketing because when you
A
say
little
something is the
pedestrian.
bomb,
It's a little pedestrian.
no, but when
it's
you
fun.
say something is the bomb, and people love chicken parm. Look,
Yeah.
how many Italian restaurateurs come to town and say, "Oh, we're going to do true Italian, and there's not going to be any spaghetti and meatballs. There's not going to be any chicken parm," and then you'll get a barrage, like 100 people a night saying, "Where's the chicken parm?" So
Listen,
you
I'm
can't
Italian
beat 'em.
American.
Right?
Well, I just thought
that's
that
it.
when we were talking about different dishes, Steve was like, I'm not going to lie, the chicken parm is really good. Almost like you had to apologize for it. And it's like, I know Mayo, we've had different talks about different levels of Italian, but again, you just said Italian American. This isn't Italian. We talk about comfort food. Chicken parm has become one of those comfort dishes, especially when it comes to Italian American food.
It's tasty. And we have such a diverse mix of people visiting us here,
Yep.
whether they're locals, northerners, and people, from the middle, I call it, from the middle of the country.
Yep.
They're comfortable with some things that they just know.
Yep.
So we try to hit all the bases. The
Yeah.
menu is very,
It's very approachable and
eclectic.
accessible. And I'm going
Yeah.
to say, because the competition is fierce here
Especially on the
on
beach.
Fort Lauderdale
Yes.
Beach. But
Yes.
you've got some very high-end places where you got to, not just to take out a second mortgage, but you also got to get approved for the platinum card, maybe at some of these places along the beach. But
Listen,
this place
our whole
is,
thing is to locals. All
Yeah.
the concepts are very friendly to locals. We actually, if you come eat here, we actually take care of your parking,
oh wow,
which is
really?
unheard of on the beach.
If I
I
knew
wish
that,
I
I
had known
wouldn't have
that.
just spent the meter. Holy,
Yes.
that's fantastic.
I didn't even
Yes.
think about
And
that.
you know
was
what?
a
That's
thing.
one of those
Yes.
little things. When I know
It's a subconscious thing.
these
No,
these
but people-
restaurants
I
now
love
they
that.
contract out to the valet services, and then things are out of their control, and maybe they'll give you a break. Instead of paying $25, you have to only pay 10 or 12. But it's still like after you spend like a couple $100 on a nice meal, the last thing you want to do is have to reach into your pocket for another
parking,
10 or
yeah.
$20.
It's just an awkward
It's a
thing.
nickel and dime.
It's the reality because we're going up and there's no parking.
Yeah, yeah,
But when you come to Wild Time, whether it's dinner or brunch,
it's a nice touch.
compact.
It's very
That's
nice
amazing. No,
touch,
that's actually
and it's
great to know.
considerate to your guests. And of course, you also should be considerate to the valet parkers. Throw them a little $5
obviously.
bill if you get
Yeah.
because I just paid $8 to park on the street for 2 hours. So
Yeah,
it's
I
a,
should
it's a
have
deal. Yeah, that's all right.
No
I'm a New Yorker. If I see an open spot
You
on the
take it.
street,
You
I just
take
go
it.
right in.
I did the same thing. I cut off 3 people. I'm like, oh my God, a space
Especially on a beautiful
on the beach,
day.
and then there's like a lot
it's
of people
great.
out here.
But again, this is Wild Time at the Atlantic, and there's a lot of things going on here. You just give me the rundown. It's like, wow, we could fill up the whole show just talking about some of these things. I am now looking across, and it's not. It's basically you're having beach drink service that you've got permitted
after almost
And this
30
is-
years,
Okay.
Fort Lauderdale's been a dry beach.
Yeah.
Which we were talking about.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
it's very
tell that to
odd
all the spring
to go on
breakers and the-
vacation and not be able to have a
No,
beer.
but you
and
have to
pina
like walk
colada.
across. It's a pain in the butt.
Well,
Like,
you're not allowed on the beach with alcohol.
oh,
So-
really?
So, the last couple
Oh,
years,
God.
all the hotels on the beach got together with the city, and they came up with a
new plan.
It's kind of a plan. It's a temporary thing that keeps on getting extended
Okay.
because it's working.
Yeah.
And I believe like 6 hotels on the beach have a little stand out there,
Interesting.
and it's a bar on the beach.
That's
So
amazing.
as long as you have to be in one of the chairs, you can't just be
Ah.
strolling around
Now, do you
chugging
have to be a
beers.
hotel guest, or can you buy a daily membership?
You can rent a
Rent a
chair
chair.
from Boucher Brothers.
Okay.
They just want to control. They don't want people standing around having
Yeah,
beers,
man, they go
and
crazy.
they don't want
I get
spring
it.
break.
They don't crazy.
Yeah,
So-
but in a month from now, they're still well. I don't know how well they patrol it when the spring breakers are
patrolled.
here.
Oh,
okay.
really?
Patrolled,
Then
yeah.
make sure they're not
Yeah,
guzzling.
and it's up to us.
on the,
We risk our license.
Right.
So for us, it's great though because you get a couple chairs on the beach. As a local, you could come for the day. I think 2 chairs and an umbrella is about $50, something like that. But it's a nice day.
Yep.
And now you could order food.
You
We
can
bring
get
it right there.
It's like just finger food, handhelds, or anything
Everything.
on the menu.
Our
Everything.
whole
on the
Oh,
menu.
our
really?
whole
They'll
menu's
just
there.
waltz it right across the
We
street
come
with a
right
little
across
tray.
with the tray, and then we have pina coladas on the beach, beers, cocktails, mai tais, mojitos,
Oh, that's
and they're
awesome.
making them right there, right in front of us.
And so, now you can actually get that beachy experience.
You can
the
be a
things
tourist for the
that
day
you
for
No,
the
I
see-
think
locals.
it's amazing. It feels like
Yeah,
a
the
the
vacation.
same
Yeah.
thing that you see in the Caribbean and stuff, where
Yes.
you could be barefoot in the sand and your
Yes.
bikini, or in my case, my Speedo. God, there's a sight you don't want to see.
But I was telling because my wife, I guess in the Dominican Republic, they literally walk up and down selling alcohol, selling food, and we love the beach. And she's always like, you know what? The only thing that sort of stinks about this beach is that like you have to get up, you have to go across, either eat there. We used to be able to, I guess, bring alcohol, but now you can't anymore. But just the act of getting up and going is sort of once you're to get to the beach and get comfortable and get set is like a whole mission.
Well, it's a
so
day
like,
off, whether you're off for 2 hours or 8 hours, or someone's down. You have to be able to enjoy it, and it's nice
That's
to be out there. Yeah.
And you have a 3-pronged attack here now at the Atlantic Hotel
Yes.
in terms of feeding your guests and visitors, because you also have a pool deck.
Yeah, so we do all the food and beverage in the whole hotel. We
Oh,
have
you
room
do?
service. Yeah,
Oh,
we
okay.
do room service as well. But we are opening Sky Bar is on the 5th floor pool deck. It overlooks the ocean.
I
It's
remember
like being on a cruise ship.
I remember I was up there.
It's
Was there
incredible.
some sort of event up there?
Yeah,
that was
we've done a lot.
associated
I did a
with,
film festival up there.
Yeah,
We've done fashion shows.
Okay.
We've done things over the years.
I know I've
But,
been there for a couple of events, and it's beautiful up there. And you
So-
get the whole, oceanfront view. If it's later sunsets, and it's pretty soon, it's going to be daylight savings time.
Yes.
They haven't done away with it yet. I
Not
want
yet.
the later sunsets because you could actually see the ocean when
Yeah.
you're out here. Yeah.
it's great.
So we are opening on Sunday Sky Bar to the public.
Oh,
so you don't
nice.
have to be a hotel guest, and you can go up there
Every Sunday.
every Sunday starting in March.
Okay.
And there's going to be live music. We have a full menu up there. Just another place to have a drink, on a Sunday afternoon.
All the options are
All
covered
the
here.
options, yeah.
Wild Time, meanwhile, you have indoor, outdoor seating.
Yep.
And is it breakfast, lunch, dinner service?
Breakfast, lunch, dinner.
Yeah, it's a typical hotel.
We do not close
all day.
not one day a year.
And
Oh,
the
wow.
menu, the
Full
dinner menu
service,
looks
yeah.
impressive. This is what we've got, some of the dinner
Yeah.
menu items. Tell me about happy hour. It is approaching 4:00, and it's
Yes.
also, I guess, 5:00 somewhere.
We do happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m.
Oh, right now it's happy hour.
yes, it is.
Oh,
I
right
could go
now
to
it's
the
happy
bar,
hour.
except
You can
wait,
go get
oh,
happy.
it's still dry
You can go
February.
to
Dry February.
Did you even heard
Yo,
this?
you-
You
I
didn't
didn't
start. You didn't start January. Or
Well, no,
rolled over?
because
We
all the
skipped
food
because it's
festival
longer.
events in January and all that stuff, I couldn't do it in January. And you know what? I realized
Yeah.
February only has 28 days. It's a lot easier
You
than
cut-
31.
We're trying to
You
cheat
cut
the
a couple off.
system.
All
Yeah,
right.
trying to cheat the
All
system.
So, meanwhile, this looks great. It smells great, but
Yeah.
you are torturing me, Steve
Yes.
Dapuzzo, because I don't see any
I'll get
utensils.
plates and I'll get
unless you want me to
silverware.
just pick up this filet
I
mignon
kind of do
skewer.
want to see that. To tell you the truth.
No, don't do that.
Yeah.
I've been so
Straight
well
over there.
behaved. And, if Defoe's not here, I like to antagonize him because he gets a little bit, what's it called, triggered if I start using my fingers to start eating everything. But I might actually make a move on a little bit of this.
Go for it.
It's a hanger steak.
Hanger steak. Yeah.
And you're supposed to dip it in one
Yeah,
of these.
yeah.
It's like a
Demi.
jus or
Little demi.
demi-glace.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
little
That's
demi.
good. All right.
A
Well,
light demi.
it looks like finger food to me. I'm going to
Yes.
go for it.
Yes. Go for it.
Oh, yeah. Tender, perfectly cooked.
We got a nice little char grill back there.
Very good. I mean, I can see this. These boards are extremely popular. Tell me a little bit brunch. I know you used to do a brunch board, but you're transitioning now.
So we're still doing the brunch board, but what we're doing coming into March is we're bringing back our buffet, and our buffet was really fun because you had the benefits of the omelet station and a little pasta station.
Oh, great.
And that stuff. But then we did a big array of small plates.
That you order from the kitchen.
You order from the kitchen, little plates, whether it's a taco of the day, the Benny of the day, banana Foster French toast, all little plates,
Unlimited,
and it's
I mean,
unlimited.
and
You
what's,
like
the
something, you just run.
what's the
What?
pricing on the brunch?
$39.
That's it.
Really?
Yes.
This is
That's,
not
okay.
existing yet because it's so
I
funny.
did it.
'Cause I was
I
just.
did it for years, and we
Okay.
stopped during COVID.
I was
and we're
expecting
bringing
to
it
hear
back.
I thought you were gonna say
69,
65, and I was gonna say, okay,
65.
Nope.
You realize you're on the
You're like
beach,
on the
Yes,
beach.
and you realize your food is
we
is,
make it
is good.
approachable. The food's excellent. You know, we don't do things like crab legs. We don't do that thing.
Right.
It's a little more.
Yeah, but you're
something
even
you would
doing Benedicts.
frequent.
You are doing Benedicts.
Yeah, we do a Benedict of the day. So you could have a plain Benedict, or we'll do like a short rib Benedict or a shrimp Benedict.
And this will be included in.
It's
In the
included.
39. And then, again, it's similar to a concept that's a little up the road in, Lauderdale by the Sea, place called,
There's not that many
Moon does
brunches.
a-
Yeah,
yeah.
they do something
And
similar.
it's so funny because one of the questions the queries, as we call them, that we always get pelted with on the Let's Eat South Florida group is where, I've got my cousins coming in from New York. Where are we going to go for a Sunday brunch on the beach, waterfront brunch, all you can eat brunch?
Right.
And, the answers are usually pretty limited. I mean, God bless the Hard Rock, and they're for high rollers, and they have the crab legs
They do a nice
and the
job.
sushi. But do
Yeah,
you know
but
what
you
it's
said it's
up
like
to
almost
now?
200.
I remember the days it started off there when they transitioned it to the Curro from Council Oak, and it was $85 per person and included unlimited
That's
alcohol.
not horrible.
Then it went to 105. Then it went to 110. Then it went to 125, and now it's up to 145.
That's a lot.
So by the
It's a
time
commitment.
you
Well,
got
they
to
time
really
you,
work
though.
hard at the blackjack tables in order to get yourself out of
That's
there
another donation.
without
Yes.
without going into the second mortgage.
Yeah.
I mean, you're talking about once you're paying the service charge and the tax, almost 200, 2 sticks per person for brunch. It's nice, but $39, that makes my heart sing.
Oh, I'm
It's
actually-
awesome. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
I'm at because I was
It's
literally
awesome.
going this Saturday. We're off, and I'm like, I want a good brunch place, and I know Mayo's been talking about your brunch boards, and this sounds like the freaking dream. So we're gonna have to come back when you guys start that up because
Yeah.
it looks amazing.
Yeah, but for now we have the brunch boards. I mean, we have a tremendous following of people that come and enjoy it. And then once
What's on a brunch board? It has like a little
banana
bit of everything.
Foster, French toast, chicken,
Eggs.
fried chicken, sliders,
Oh,
little
wow.
Angus sliders, bacon, sausage, potatoes, fruit,
And you're doing that board?
pancakes.
Pancakes, okay.
Well,
And you're
that's a
doing the
lot.
board concept also at House on the River,
Yeah,
correct?
Yeah. The board's
And-
a little different in each, but it's a fun way to share. It's a similar kind of experience.
Yeah, it's interactive because you could come with a group and everybody kind of
Yeah.
picks and nibbles at whatever they want.
And that's Saturday. You said is that Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Saturday, Sunday?
Here we do it Friday, Saturday,
Oh, wow.
Sunday. Yeah.
So when you're starting in March, and March 1st is a Saturday. On that Saturday, you're going to
It'll
start
be
the
the Sunday.
new.
It's going to be
the
Sunday. Sunday will be the
Sunday brunch
Yes.
only for the $39 with the plates that
Yes.
you can
You
order.
know,
But
Yes.
then
I was
you can-
taking
And
notes
then
of
if
this.
you want to come here, if you want to come for a la carte, you'll go up to the pool deck and
Okay.
they'll offer a la carte breakfast service there.
Okay.
Yeah.
So Sundays, this is the
Yeah.
fun day, place to be. Do you offer?
We do bottomless mimosas
You read my mind.
and bloodies.
Yep.
I want to say it's like $22
Okay.
and it's bottomless, so it's a
Yeah,
great
yeah,
deal.
yeah.
Like the Bellini or just the mimosa?
Mimosa and bloodies.
Oh,
The Bloody Mary.
Bloodies?
Yeah.
Bloody Mary. Yeah, look at
Are
him.
included?
Yeah.
With
Look
real
at
vodka?
him, Mayo.
What happened to dry February?
It's dry
Well,
February,
according
not
to my
dry
calendar,
March.
Steve.
March 2nd.
March 2nd is coming up very fast.
So you
And-
really haven't had a drink in 20 days so far.
I
No,
huh?
really
good.
haven't.
Not
And you
even
know
a
what?
cheap drink?
And not even
No,
a
he's
cheap
been
drink,
good.
and not just
He's
that,
been
all
good.
medications. I'm a card-carrying member of the THC Society now, and I haven't even had any gummies. No,
He's
you know,
been sober.
medical mal-
And he hasn't been
totally
that hard
stone
to be
cold
around.
sober. And you know what? My body has never felt worse. I'm having a diverticulitis flare up today. I ate something last night. I forgot until after I ate it. Like, oh no, I shouldn't be eating this because I have diverticulitis. Caper berries. Have you ever had a caper berry?
No, I don't think
You
so.
know what a caper berry
It's
is?
is it the larger
The
caper?
larger
Yes, I
caper,
have.
but it's just completely
seeds.
inundated with seeds on the
Right.
inside.
It's a little dry.
And I was out at the Hard Rock playing a poker tournament last night. I just dropped by for a quick snack of a shrimp cocktail, and they served their shrimp cocktail with these caper berries. I love the flavor of them because they got that kind of vinegary snap.
Yes. Yeah.
But as soon as I ate one, I was like, oh no, I shouldn't do this. And sure enough, today I am paying the price. But that's okay because now I am on the rebound, and I'm going to dig into a little bit of the rice, a little bit of the this beautiful tenderloin
short
filet.
rib. You got short rib.
Short rib. Look at it. That's great, and it's served with some of the was it red bliss potatoes in the middle?
Yeah,
and some roasted tomatoes and all kinds of good stuff. Why don't we take our first break, and I will be able to start chowing down on some of this, and we'll be back with more from Wild Thyme Eatery at the Atlantic Hotel and Spa on beautiful Fort Lauderdale Beach after these words. For the finest poultry and the freshest fish, Delaware Chicken Farm and Seafood Market, located at 4191 North State Road 7 in Hollywood, open 7 days. Since 1951, a South Florida tradition for stone crab in season, Thanksgiving turkeys, holiday feasts, and everyday eating. Great steaks, house-made sausage, and prepared foods, too. Delaware is not just a market, it's a celebration of taste, quality, and old-fashioned customer service with a smile. Sign up for their weekly email flyer at DelawareChicken.com and tell them Mike Mayo and the Lunchbox sent you. When the Brooklyn boy in me wants a great bagel with lox, matzo ball soup, deli sandwich, and rugelach, you know where I go? Grandpa's Restaurant in Dania Beach. It's a South Florida institution since 1957 that was revamped a few years back by a pair of New York bagel baking legends. Full deli and appetizing case with spreads, salads, and platters for takeout and catering. Grandpa's is near Federal Highway, just north of Sterling Road, open 7 days for breakfast and lunch. Go eat and enjoy. It's Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. For the finest and authentic Greek cuisine, Taverna Kima is the place to go. 6298 North Federal Highway in Boca Raton. It's been around for nearly 2 decades. Every day is a feast with grilled lamb and fish, house-made spinach pie and moussaka, gyros, traditional dips, mezes, with soft, warm pita. It's open 7 days for lunch and dinner with happy hour daily from 3 to 6 p.m., indoor, outdoor, private dining. So celebrate life at Taverna Kima for reservation. When people ask me about the best restaurants in South Florida, Casa D'Angelo is always at the top of my list. First-class dining, top-flight service, elegant atmosphere, and chef-founder Angelo Ilia is legendary. The flagship in Fort Lauderdale has been serving the finest Italian cuisine since 1997, with other locations in Boca Raton and Aventura. As Angelo himself says, they have an unwavering commitment to unparalleled quality with meticulous attention to details. It's so good, with house-made pastas, pristine seafood, unique meats like elk chops and bison, and seasonal specialties including fragrant fresh truffles from Italy. All locations open 7 days for dinner. Reservations recommended. For a special occasion or any occasion, Casa D'Angelo. Tell them Mike Mayo sent you. Delicious Mexican food with innovative twists. Margaritas with a medley of tongue-tingling flavors. I'm talking about Taco Craft, Taqueria, and Tequila Bar. The place to go on Taco Tuesday and every day. It's located at 510 North Federal and Highway in Fort Lauderdale, and also in Lauderdale by the Sea at Plantation Walk, and soon in Coral Springs. Taco Craft has specials every day, including bottomless drinks for a Sunday brunch, and Taco Tuesdays with their $4 premium tacos, including their new birria tacos with bone marrow broth. Oh, it's so good. They've even made a taco lover out of me, and they've got so much more, including fajitas, that open-faced smashed cheeseburger tortilla that's new, and a guacamole sample that's an explosion of flavors. The kitchen is open late. There's delivery and takeout. For more information, go to tacocraft.com. Tell them Mike Mayo, the Lunchbox, sent you. Hey, it's Mayo for Gilbert's 17th Street Grill. You know me, I love family-run places with quality food at fair prices served with passion and pride. And that's why I love Gilbert's. For more than a decade, Lenore, Beth, and Richie Gilbert have been serving up the best burgers, wings, ribs, salads, and desserts. It's a fast casual spot. Everything prepared fresh to order from an immaculate open kitchen. They're at 1821 Cordova Road in Fort Lauderdale in the Cordova Shops just south of 17th Street. Open every day but Sunday. One of my favorite burgers in South Florida. Big, round, juicy pucks of 100% Angus beef, char grilled to perfection. And don't miss the sweet potato fries on the side. They're legendary. Go to Gilbert's, feast. All right, we're back on a happy hour edition of the Lunchbox from Wild Thyme Eatery Restaurant at the Atlantic Hotel and Spa, 601 North Fort Lauderdale Beach Boulevard, also known as A1A. And beautiful day here with Steve Dapuzzo, Society 8 Hospitality. The man's portfolio is huge, and it's also varied. I mean, it's just the array of different experiences that you offer. This is why you got to respect a guy like this who's done so many different things in so many different places, and all of them succeed. They all make sense. And
Try.
I've been really enjoying this board, and this you kind of price per person. If you do like a meat board, it's
Oh, really?
X number of
that's
dollars
It's like
per
$30 a person.
Yeah,
So it's
another great
reasonably
value.
priced.
Yeah. You have these. I think in Miami they call them the paradilla boards. Is that right, Lubie? Have you ever heard of that?
No, that sounds amazing.
It's like grilled meats. Sometimes
Yeah,
you do
yeah.
a seafood paradilla.
That's cool.
And the pricing in Miami, let's say, is a little bit more aggressive than here at Wild Time.
Aggressive.
Yeah, like you get one of these platters, it's usually about $180, and that's it's not based on how many people. It usually feeds about 2 or 3, but it's this value here.
It's high level meat.
And considering the wrap on a lot of the waterfront dining is you're paying for the view, and they're going to gouge you, and the food's not that great. But this place, I know on past experience, I've been in here for brunch, I've been in here for dinner, I've been in here through the years when it was also Beauty and the Feast, and now I guess you said it's been almost like 6 years that it's been Wild Time, or 7.
More.
Yeah,
Like 7.
yeah.
Wow.
I know I reviewed it at one point for the Sun Sentinel, and I was impressed with the boards back then. And you guys really should come check it out. I don't know when the Sun Sentinel is releasing its list
Well, this got to be
of best
one of them.
waterfront dining. And, it's one of those things. It's such a wide playing field because, if all you're going to be doing, well, obviously people love looking at the water, but we've got many bodies of water down here. You have the Atlantic Ocean.
Right.
And you have
The
the
coastal.
intercoastal.
Right.
Intercoastal is nice if you're facing west for the sunset. This is beautiful all day. And at night, sometimes when the lights go down, and especially when the turtle season is on, you got to have that kind of funky lighting, and it makes it a little bit challenging too. But again, people love coming out, especially to a place that does brunch 3 days a week, Friday, Saturday,
Yeah.
And breakfast the other days.
and breakfast.
We
the
open at
others.
8 a.m. every day.
I mean, there's nothing better than just sitting outside and getting a wash with the sea breeze coming straight in from the prevailing
We take it for
southeasterly
granted.
wind.
Definitely take
You
it for
smell that salt air. You have a nice sip of coffee and orange juice, maybe spiked with a little champagne.
granted. Except February.
And this is except for me, February. It can't end soon enough. I can't tell you, Steve. I am just. Why am I doing this?
But you said something, and we've now been to, and we had done this truck with Mickey Mo, and I caught a year or so ago. So we've been, I guess, all of the main establishments that Steve deals with. And you said the term, and it's something, again, I've talked about this with my wife, who's in digital marketing and is a big fan of Uber Eats. So we like going out to eat, but she always says it's got to be an experience, though. And it's now 4 for 4. Every place we've now been to, you walk in and it feels like, wow, it was worth me getting off my couch and coming out to eat here, because now with this, not only have the beach, but you just said to me, like, a lot of the time you go to, and it's fine. You get a chicken sandwich, you get a burger, and it's okay. And I'm not mad at it. This is not the case here. You're getting high level food, high quality food that tastes really good, that is value, and you also get the beach, which is something that can't be said, especially all across South Florida.
Yeah, we really embrace the surroundings for all the concepts. And this being on the beach is really one of the more special ones.
Yeah. And the hotel has been doing well this season. Occupancy
Yeah, it's a
rates
boutique hotel. It doesn't fly under a corporate flag.
Right.
It has really large rooms because it's a condo hotel. So
so there are full-time residents here?
none.
Dave?
It's all pretty much
Oh, it is
a
a hotel.
hotel. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But the rooms were designed. They're much larger and
Right,
they're very
because it's
luxurious.
designed to be
And,
residences. Okay.
Yeah, they have an amazing spa on the 5th floor where Sky Bar is.
Mhm.
So it's a 10,000 square foot spa.
Speaking of that, man,
You
I
might
am
need
tight.
that. You might need that.
Yeah, all my body's been through this. I've gotten back to the gym. I've totally shocked my body. I'm doing the detox. I've gone back to the gym. I'm getting ready to go on a new medication regimen. Yeah, the big Ozempic. We talked about it on the show. I know Defo was opposed, but finally got approved, and I'm going to start next week. We'll see how it goes. But meanwhile, I am so blessed to be able to just, even if I'm going to take smaller portions and smaller bites from now
You want to be
on
great bites.
during this break, this pineapple, who came up with the concept of this is just kind
I
of,
did actually.
yeah.
Yeah.
The inspiration is just because you're
I
by the
saw
beach?
something in a pineapple, and we wanted to do something a little tropical. We made a Mai Tai drink, reduced it down, and we
I
made
love
a
that.
reduction, and that's drizzled on it. There's a little spicy mayo on there.
Like a
Peas.
Japanese spicy
Yeah,
mayo,
it's fried rice,
Peas,
chicken.
carrots.
Some people get it with shrimp. I mean, either way,
Okay.
it's just a great little dish. Chopped up fresh pineapple in there.
So
nice.
it can
So
be
it's nice.
customized, with
You could add a couple of different
shrimp.
protein.
Yeah, that's
whatever
good.
it is. It's fun and it's
And
pretty.
It is a very pretty dish, and it fits
Yeah.
with the whole beach motif. So
Yeah.
another job well done. Let's do a quick rundown of all the various Society 8 concepts that are now going strong through the winter season. We were at Block 40 in Hollywood.
That was a blast.
Things
That place is
going
super
okay
cool.
down there.
Yeah, they're busy now.
And
Really?
It's moving. Yeah,
Is
it's
there a
moving.
new
I love
burger
that place.
purveyor in there? I know you were
Yes,
having a little
Yeah, no,
transition.
there's a new burger guy in there. He's doing great, and he's from Philly. He does a killer Philly cheesesteak.
Oh, really? Oh,
Yeah,
people go
his name is
crazy. for
Howard. Yeah, he
cheesesteaks.
does a great job. Von Asian does the bao buns and
Right.
that.
We love
Those guys
He
are
was
all
great.
there's some
Jamaican.
good quality Jamaican. Right?
He was
great.
There's some good quality food in that. place.
Amazing Jamaican. And I love that chicken.
No, the
place.
chicken sandwich.
What is it? Angry Charlie's or
Hangry Joe's.
That chicken sandwich was ridiculous.
It was
Like,
good. It was good.
Ridiculous. No,
Yeah, it
that
was
place
good.
is fantastic. Like,
And I went back, and I got to tell you, okay, so that Del Moro's, the fresh
Uh-huh.
pasta, and yeah, they put it like in a Chinese takeout
Yep.
container. It's really convenient to eat, but that I think they call it like the big spaghetti. It's not a bucatini, but it's similar to
Right.
bucatini, a matriciana.
Well, that's the sauce. With
Yeah,
the
sauce
pancetta.
with the pancetta
Yes.
and the onion. It's so good, that sauce. It's smoky. I went to a high-end Italian restaurant in town. That's the other night we just did some takeout before the SNL 50th celebration on
Right.
Sunday night. Now picked it up. She got a bucatini, a matriciana, and I got to tell you, the sauce and the pasta dish at Del Moro's at this Block 40 food hall was better.
He
It
does
just
a great
tasted
they're
job.
doing in-house pasta. I
He's
mean, they
making
take
a
it seriously.
pasta
Yeah.
every day. It's coming out of that machine. It's incredible.
It was really good stuff. All right, so I'm glad that's number one. House on the River. It's just
that's
banging
a
every
beast.
time I take
Yeah,
that
it's
walk
fun.
along
That
the
place
river.
is
It's
so
fun.
beautiful.
It's fun.
I mean,
It's really
those-
growing. People are really loving it. We're finding, great customers that are just coming back time after
What do you call
time.
it? Camp Vouv, Club Vouv,
Vouv Clicquot.
Vouv
Orgy.
House of Vouv.
House of
House
Vouv.
of Vouv.
House of Vouv.
Widow Vouv. She was impressive. Do you know anything
Did you
about
see
Widow
that
Vouv?
movie?
I did. I
I
did.
finally watched it. The
Very
other month.
impressive.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would recommend
I
that
haven't
to
seen
you,
it. I might
Lubie.
like
It's
it.
called
Yeah.
The Widow Clicquot, right?
Yeah. Well,
And-
Vouv means widow.
Okay, and
Yeah.
she basically her husband was one of those mad geniuses who didn't survive. A little bit obsessed,
Yes.
and basically
She
the
ran
estate-
with the business.
She ran with the business, and they wanted to
in the 1800s.
all these greedy neighbors around her, also in the the Champagne region, all this prime territory. They were eagerly waiting to snatch it away from her, and she stood her ground and was able to maintain the property and now
Oh,
it
it's
is
one of the
biggest,
biggest-
premier
It is.
champagnes in the
Sparkling
world, and you can
wines
find
in the
it every Saturday
Saturday
and
and Sunday.
at House on the River.
Yeah.
You can also find the high tea that
Every Saturday we do the high tea there, which is great.
and
It's a
just
must.
all these different experiences and concepts that are waiting for you
It's
at
fun.
House of the River. It's right there on the New River.
Yeah.
The beautiful
You
outdoor
can come by
setting.
boat. People are figuring out that we have all this dockage,
Nice.
which is great.
Does the water taxi stop nearby?
Stops
too?
right there.
Oh,
There you
really?
go. So if you're going to do a day,
Oh my
that's a
God.
great thing to do,
That's
by
a
the way.
great
For
move.
talking about waterfront dining,
Yeah.
you could kind of just do a little hopscotching, bar hopping, whatever you want to call it.
You got to do a show on the boat.
Yeah,
gotta
you
go
know
from
what?
No,
place to
that's actually
place.
not the worst
This
idea.
is the second person this
That's
week
not
that
the worst
says
idea.
we should do a
We have a
water
hot spot,
taxi
yeah.
show.
It's not the worst idea.
Sarni was telling me. I threw it out the window because Sarni was suggesting it. But
Yeah, but if
Dapuzzo
Steve
makes-
says it, I'll listen to
then
Steve.
I think it's workable. It's workable. We could make some fun stops along the way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's House on the River, and then Sistrunk
Sistrunk.
Marketplace still
Yeah.
going.
Yeah, we brought in the Chops and Hops concept.
Right.
They had lost their lease and they came over and they're Doing great.
Great.
It's so much fun.
It's
People
cheaper than
love-
therapy and
It is
more
therapy,
fun.
yes.
And in this day and age,
People love it.
there's a lot to,
Just aim that way.
I'm telling you, my wife
Aim that
loves
way.
it. I don't know if that's a good or a bad thing, but she loves it.
You should be a little careful.
I stay away from her.
Practice is
Exactly.
perfect.
It's scary.
I don't want to have any accidents.
Yeah.
All right. Well, let's take our second break. Is there anything I left out? I think that's
No, you got a
that's
lot
pretty much
covered there.
covered the
Yeah.
portfolio.
Yeah.
Society 8. Just they're in a groove now, and I can't recommend all of them highly enough because each of them has something different. It's something for everyone. And if you don't, if you don't find something that you like there, you're probably dead.
No, honestly, because you don't suffer quality. Like that's what's really cool about. Again, a lot of the time when you get to an experience, you're just happy that you had an experience. Again, even seems like the food's solid. No, I walked away from the food hall raving to my wife. Like I gave her the half of the chicken sandwich and was reheating it later, and she's like, "Shut up!" I'm like, "I know." Like Mayo and I, we sound weird talking about a chicken sandwich, but like, and the Jamaican place and the ice cream was fantastic. Like that place is great. House on the River, literally, like you feel like you're going to South Carolina.
The history in that house is incredible.
It's just cool, and the
It's
vibe.
incredible.
Every room's different, and then the look, the view on the river. Here, like you guys are just doing a really good job at not only giving people a reason to go out, but you're giving them a reason to come back because the quality of the food is the kind of thing that it's like, yeah, I can have a nice view, but if the food's I'm the kind of person I'm not going back. The food is like what, like again, the tea. I don't like teas because the food is usually Like
all those finger
every bite
sandwiches was
we were
great.
like,
Yeah, no, it's like
me and Mayo were into it more than our ladies because the food was great. Like, and I'm not trying to assume the worst. It's just we've had these experiences before, and it's like I really appreciate what you guys are doing because you're doing a
Great to
fantastic job.
Yeah,
guys
it's fun.
run-
We have
how
fun.
many different restaurants and concepts have you opened through the years? Do you think it's a lot?
It's been a few.
Yeah.
It's
So
been a few.
and
10 probably.
yeah. No,
Nightclubs.
I
bars,
just love the
it's
fact
fun.
that all of them offer some. And you know what? I was remiss because the Sun Sentinel, the waterfront dining, you could include House on the River too because that's a body of water and that riverfront.
Yeah.
Just those outdoor
These
tables.
two properties, the beach view here and being on the river there,
Yeah.
they're like brother sister.
This
You know?
this feels
Yeah.
like South Florida, classic Fort Lauderdale
Yes.
Beach,
Yes.
and that feels like you're sitting in
Historic.
Savannah or
Yeah.
Charleston or something like that, or where there's a river, but it's just it's beautiful settings.
Special.
All right, let's take our second break.
Yes, sir.
And then we'll come back and talk a little bit more food and hospitality
Nice.
with Steve Dapuzzo after these words from Wild Time. Southern comfort food from a scratch kitchen, delicious drinks and house-made spirits from a craft bar, a great vibe inside and out with a spacious patio. I'm talking about Batch New Southern Kitchen and Tap, Fort Lauderdale, in the heart of the city at 525 North Federal Highway. It's open 7 days for lunch, dinner, and weekend brunch with classics like fried chicken and waffles and shrimp and grits, and creative items like pecan-crusted salmon and a fried green tomato BLT. And the drinks? Smooth sipping and so good. There's convenient free parking and a garage next door, happy hour at the bar, an entire patio, 4 to 7 Monday to Friday, and live music every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. It's pet and people friendly and with cozy fire pits for when the temperature dips. For reservations and more information, go to batchsouthernkitchen.com. If you like seafood in a comfortable setting, outdoors, even keel fish shack at the corner of A1A and Commercial Boulevard in Lauderdale by the Sea, and also now with a new location on Las Olas Boulevard. Those are my spots. Upscale food and a down-home setting. The chef owners, Dave and Brad, do a terrific job with all the seafood classics that you want. They have the best grilled oysters in town, bang bang shrimp, lobster rolls, and deli fish specials. They also have weekend brunch Saturday and Sunday. They have deli happy hour 4 to 7, and they also have other weekly specials like mussels on Monday and oysters on Tuesday. Go to Even Keel Fish Shack and tell them that the Lunchbox sent you. If you want great Italian food in a beautiful beachfront setting, have I got the place for you. Casa Calabria at the Ocean Manor Resort, 4040 Galt Ocean Drive in Fort Lauderdale. Highly rated across all the restaurant review platforms and totally Mike Mayo's Lunchbox approved. Delicious, authentic Southern Italian food in a cozy dining room overlooking the Atlantic.
Live music in the lounge, full bar, and a great wine list. Owner Frank Talrico takes great pride in his family recipes from his native Calabria. Fresh fish and seafood, veal, house-made pastas, and marinara sauces smooth as silk. You gotta try the imported meats and cheeses on the antipasto platters, and don't miss that ricotta gnocchi, fluffy little pillows straight from heaven. Casa Calabria, open for dinner Tuesday through Sunday, closed.
Looking for great seafood that's a little further inland? Luke's Seafood and Grill. That's Luke's with a C. 5511 South University Drive in Davie. Luke and Roxy, they're a great couple with great food. It's a mom and pop shop bringing the freshest fish and seafood to Western Broward. Some of the best jambalaya and fish cakes around. And Scooby Dooby Doo, where are you? You can find his famous Scoobies, those sauteed crab claws, right there on the specials board most days. Oh, so good. So take a trip to University just north of Sterling today. Lunch, dinner, closed on Mondays. Tell them Mike Mayo's Lunchbox sent you. When people come to me and say, Mike, where should I go out to eat? I got guests coming from out of town. Where should we go? Cafe Seville. That's the answer. 2768 East Oakland Park Boulevard. It's a Fort Lauderdale perennial, serving the finest in Spanish and continental cuisine in a cozy, friendly, comfortable setting. Joey Esposito and Sally, his better half, they've been running the place for a long time. It's been open since the 1980s. They got great Spanish classics like paella, shrimp with garlic sauce, and all kinds of great seafood dishes. The stuffed veal chop, oh, that's my favorite. Go to Cafe Seville. It's open every day but Sunday at 5 p.m. for dinner. Tell them that the Lunchbox Mayo and Defo sent you. Feel like getting away without leaving town? Then you got to check out the House on the River in Fort Lauderdale. It's a beautiful restored historic home with indoor and outdoor dining right on the New River. You'll think you're in Charleston or Savannah. It has a gorgeous patio, porches, and private dining areas, and it offers unique experiences perfect for a date night or fun times with friends and family. It has weekend brunches, happy hour, dinner Wednesday through Sunday. There's also a high tea on Friday and Saturdays, and the popular House of Veuve Champagne experience on weekends. The House on the River is in Fort Lauderdale's Himmershey district, just south of the Science Museum. For reservations and all right, we're back at Wild Time at the Atlantic Hotel and Spa, Fort Lauderdale Beach. It's a beautiful day. Come on out. Happy hour is going on right now. You said 3 to 6?
6. Yep.
And that's Monday through Friday?
Yep.
So it includes the Fridays and also, drink specials and
Drink
small
specials,
bites?
small plates, the whole thing.
Oh, good. So
5,
we were
6
talking
bucks.
to you, Steve, about some of the challenges of the hospitality business in a demanding, competitive market such as South Florida. What I love about you is that you are the consummate pro.
He's very
You want
honest.
everybody to leave happy. You want everybody to be smiling. And but sometimes
That's
look,
not gonna always happen.
I get to be the guy now who's the heavy because I running this Facebook group. I used to be a critic, and I would come in from the consumer guest's point of view, but I also would be fair and reasonable.
Mhm.
And fair and reasonable means that if I would go check out a menu, and then when I got to the restaurant and 3 things were no longer there because they're a seasonal restaurant and they change things and they haven't updated the website right away. I understand that because to me, it used to be you didn't even know what was going to be on a menu until
There wasn't a
got to the
website.
restaurant. There was no website.
Mhm.
People have gotten very spoiled. And if it's a Saturday night in the middle of season and you have an 8 o'clock reservation and you get there at 7:45 and there's a backup and your table's not ready and they tell you have a drink at the bar,
You have a drink at the
and
bar.
then you look at your watch and it's 10 after 8, you know what? Order another drink.
Yeah.
Because I anticipate, yes, in a perfect world, things are going to be right on time and your table in the first, the 6 o'clock turn will get up and not linger and pay their tab right away.
Yeah, but
But
things
in the
happen.
real world, some people do linger. And next thing you know, before they can get the table cleaned up, it's a quarter after 8. If you're within a 15-minute window,
Yeah.
if a JetBlue flight is within 15
Oh,
minutes, I'm happy.
Yeah,
So
you're serious.
some of you people out there, you need to get in the real world. I'm doing the blasting here, not him. He's
appreciate
very
you.
happy with every guest that comes in, and the credit card doesn't get declined. All right, I've done my spiel of the day. It makes me feel better because when I'm playing the admin role and I'm looking at all the posts coming in, and I roll my eyes and I hit, that I'm gonna accept it and it's going to go on. And I know what's going to happen. Like these people are going to get flamed. They're not going to be happy because people say, oh, people get attacked. No, people get challenged because if you're going to be ridiculous and leave a ridiculous complaint, I'm not necessarily going to be standing there to defend the complainant. So, and
it just feels like so often, and we were talking about this, that people, at least to me, I go out hoping it's good. And if there's an issue, then you deal with it if an issue pops up. It feels like when you read a lot of this stuff there, people went out looking for the bad, and it wasn't as bad as they were hoping, so they have to find the issue. And it's like the restaurant business is as hard as any business around.
It's a tough business.
So to like, why would you think people would want your time to be bad? Like the servers,
like they go out of the way to hurt that. Like if you don't mention anything at the time of service, and I know I'm on my soapbox and I say this all the time, but I know that this is the number one.
Fix it.
You want to fix it, make people happy. You don't necessarily want to comp the whole meal.
No, but
this is not a negotiation. It's not a Trump tariff negotiation every meal. But some people like to play. Like they're very competitive or whatever. You have a lot of retirees that used to be lawyers, and that's how they feel like they're winning in life. But I'm not going to get into all the whole psychological breakdown,
especially
of it.
on dry February.
I've gone off the rails, Steve. Please save me. Maybe I'll go back for the rum hasn't all burned off yet. I'm gonna go right into this Mai Tai pineapple rice. Oh, it tastes so good. Is there anything else that is coming up? Or you got anything else in the works, or are you just kind of maintaining?
No, we're
good
maintaining. Flow? We have some great properties, and we're just happy and enjoying them. That's the reality. Between here and the house, there's so much going on all the time, and so much we could do. So we're happy for doing that.
Well, you're happy. I'm ecstatic. This beautiful meal. I haven't even gotten to the chicken parm yet.
Oh yeah,
it's really good.
I don't even.
Well, let me ask, because then last time I asked you, or was it a house on the river? I asked you, how do you do it all? And you said a lot of caffeine. But how involved? Because you said Mayo didn't even think about it. He's like, so who came up with the pineapple? You're like, oh, I did. So, like, how involved are you with into this? Especially
probably too involved. I enjoy food. I enjoy eating out. I enjoy exploring and bringing things in. So yeah, I work with the chef of each restaurant, and the goal is to come up with something that's comforting for someone, but very approachable. Everything we do, we try to make approachable.
And do you enjoy touching tables and going out to the different properties and actually,
I do
mingling?
I do. Yeah. I enjoy making sure everyone's enjoying themselves. I find a lot of pleasure in that.
When we were talking about this yesterday, one thing I find interesting about those in the restaurant business is, whereas like I grew up in the radio business, it was very competitive, and I'm back in the day, the restaurant business may have been that way. A lot nowadays, at least down here, a lot of you all are like brethren, and it's not a competition as much as it is, okay,
they've been through the battles, the same battles.
I use them to make me better. They use me to make me better. And whenever we're with you, it's cool. You spend most of the time talking to Mayo about what else is out there. Yeah. What are the new places that I can go to?
Going to new
so,
places.
Like, do you get out a lot to try new things and even to help your own restaurant?
I do. That's where I learn when I travel. Yeah, I eat everywhere I go. I eat my way through countries, but that's where you get ideas.
Traveling is inspiration,
very inspirational,
and imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. And we call it, you see something that you like in a foreign country, and you say, why can't we try doing that here? And you put your own little spin
different
on
flavors.
Yeah,
they grow different herbs and different vegetables, and it makes a difference.
It's all good. All right. Well, Wild Thyme.
And so goes the chicken parm.
Yeah. And
it's great.
And the chicken parm sells. And look at me. I'm eating some of it. It's
really good.
It's very good. What you would expect from somebody with the last name of Dapuzzo. So do we have to take one more break? We do have one more break. And then we're going to call it a wrap for a day. And I will not be hitting any of the happy hour cocktails, but do you do mocktails now? Do you find that there are more people embracing the sober lifestyle?
We're working on a whole little menu for here. House on the River got their menu. People really are enjoying mocktails.
Yeah, no, and we had some yesterday with our friend Mark Falsetto up at Taco Craft in Coral Springs, and they're spending a lot of time. And now there's these great products that are from the same distilleries,
yes,
that are producing the actual, places that are making rum and vodka, but now they're making, zero alcohol, alcohol-free spirits that has kind of the flavors, and
It adds that other dimension to the drinks.
yeah, as opposed to just having
Otherwise,
a
it's a
cranberry
fruit
and seltzer,
juice.
right?
Yeah.
And I really I appreciate it now that I'm embracing the sober lifestyle for maybe another week, but
8 days.
yeah, 8 days. But who's counting?
No one.
12 hours and 42 minutes. Yeah, no, but it really does make a little bit of a difference, and I think it sells now. There's a lot of people who
There's
get older,
definitely
and they can't.
demand, and the people, the gummies. I mean, it's a real thing.
California
can't do
sober, they call
Yes,
that. Yeah,
that's what it's called.
yeah.
Okay.
California sober is people who no longer drink alcohol, but maybe get the medical cards here in Florida, and
Okay.
they do that, and they don't need to drink as much, but
So-
they still like having that kind of sensation of
They're
a
good.
cocktail.
They're
yeah,
good.
Yeah. So
I still enjoy alcohol though.
yeah,
I'm old school.
I'm not
like
going to
that.
renounce it forever. I do like a good glass of wine with dinner. It's just who I am. All right, let's take that third and final break, and we'll come back and wrap up this edition from the beautiful beachside Wild Thyme Eatery at the Atlantic Hotel and Spa in Fort Lauderdale.
Hey Lunchbox fans, is it time to sell your business? You've poured your heart and soul into your restaurant or business, and you want to see continue the legacy you have built. Transworld can help. Call me, Andy Cagnetta, at Transworld Business Advisors right now and see if it's time for you to retire and relax. Iconic brands like the Mai Kai, Mulligans, Carlos and Pepe's, Mangoes, and many more turn to Transworld to help sell. Contact Transworld on Facebook or call 954-772-1122 or visit tworld.com. Again, that's 954-772-1122 or tworld.com.
When I'm looking for some wicked good food for a wicked good lunch, there's only one place to go. That's Wicked Cheesesteaks in Fort Lauderdale. It's at 4824 North Federal Highway, just south of Commercial Boulevard and across from Holy Cross Hospital. My friend Brian there, he will hook you up with some really tasty treats. They've got cheesesteaks just like the best you can find in Philly, along with lobster rolls, because that's where he's from, Maine originally. And they have wings and pizza and everything you want to have a really good time. Wicked Cheesesteaks. They're open every day but Tuesday. Check them out online, wickedcheesesteaks.com. Tell them the Lunchbox sent you. If you're looking for a great place for steaks, seafood, and more, go to Tropical Acres Steakhouse and Butcher Shop. It's at 2500 Griffin Road in Dania, just west of I-95 in the airport. They've been there a long time, since 1949. That means they're doing something right. You'll get old school hospitality from the Studiali family, along with great value, for tremendous service. Of course, you could also go into the bar for happy hour every day, 4 to 6, and they have great value all night long. Also, a butcher shop that's open every day from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. except Sunday. The dining room is open every day at 4:30 except Sunday. Go to Fresh local fish, a sophisticated setting. I'm talking about Corvina Seafood Grill. It's at 110 Plaza Real South in Boca Raton, just south of Palmetto Park Road. It's the place to go for the freshest and local seafood and fish, some of it with a Peruvian twist like their great ceviches. It's open 7 days for dinner. They also have happy hours 7 days a week. You don't want to miss it. It's a great place. CorvinaBocaRaton.com for more information and
We're back here, Wild Time. Steve Dapuzzo having a good chat during the break about some of the latest trends, and not just the mocktails, but also a little bit of a rebellion against some of these fake meats and things that are just, highly processed and all these chemicals. And the trend now is towards just real food and getting away from the ultra processed.
Finding grass-fed meats, local farmers, things like that.
And I'm saying, I know as a moral imperative, I don't want to have to necessarily eat cute little pigs and cows, but I just, there's something about a beautiful piece of like a filet mignon skewer like this that is definitely better than something that's grown in a lab that these impossible meats that are bleeding or being printed out of a 3D printer. I mean, it's just like that's weird to me. And
that was my problem. Is I got the health benefits, but then you would look at it and the salt was higher, the fat was higher.
Yeah, everything was
like
worse.
It's not better. Like my buddy became a vegan and gained weight. I'm like, dude, like you're not, and his numbers are worse than mine. I'm like, your blood pressure sucks. I'm like, dude, how are you gonna go to vegan and get less healthy?
Well, did I tell you when I was the food critic and writer at the Sun Sentinel? there was a vegan food festival coming up, and as an experiment, I basically went vegan for I don't know if it was 7 or 10 days, but at the end of the 10 days, I had gained like 4 pounds.
Exactly.
And I felt horrible because you can eat nothing but Oreos, French fries, and
be
Twinkies,
vegan.
and that's a vegan diet. And
Yeah.
then I was having some of these ultra processed foods and the cheese that are made with the soy, and some of them actually taste better if it's made with the the cashew butter and the nuts and things like that. But it's still just not necessarily better for you. And
That's my thing. Again, I'm not against veganism. Just being vegan for being vegan's sake doesn't mean that it's better for you. Is my issue.
And I think you're a proponent of real food and
standing in front of a meat board. Yes. Yes. No, not at all.
And again, but you have a real potato. This came out of a ground.
Yes.
That's a potato.
Yes.
This is a piece of meat. It came from a cow. That's a piece of sausage. It came from a pig. As opposed to
I'm pretty against all this impossible.
Yeah.
We just don't know what it is. A lot.
I
of
think
it.
I just don't understand it.
There's a rebellion brewing against this ultra processed food. So kudos to you for bucking the trend from the beginning. I think that's going to do it for today, guys. I really appreciate it. I don't know where we're going to turn up with you next month, Steve, but wherever it is, it's always a great experience because that's what they do here. Society 8 Hospitality, great experiences. And, I guess one final word. I know, Lubie, you and Defo lost a good friend, and you're going to your trivia night.
Tomorrow, yeah.
Oh, tomorrow. Is it Wednesday? I lost track of days.
Shirley did that
This
yesterday.
is sober me. I don't even know what day it is.
It's Wednesday today.
I am so much better oriented when I have a couple of drinks in me. But no, your friend
Lenny the Chronic. It was what we called him. He was a really good dude,
suddenly.
and it's just sad,
Yeah, so you'll be
Thoughts and my prayers to
dedicating
his
tomorrow's trivia night at Landlubbers. That's it. I can't even remember the name of the place that you're doing that. All right. Meanwhile, if you are on the Sun Sentinel website, go nominate.
Yeah, both of these places
Wild
should be
Time
open
Eatery
for
or House on
waterfront
the
dining.
River for best waterfront dining in South Florida.
Please do.
Truly deserving. And I don't know how you even come up with a list like that, because I could rattle off 10 places right off, the top of my head with
Any of the waterways.
that I really like going to, and all different places. Whether it's here, House on the River. There's a place up in Lake Worth on the Lake Worth Pier called Benny's on the Beach. I don't know
That's
if you've
fun.
been there.
Yeah,
that's a fun place, and
Yeah.
the food is pretty good. So there's just a lot of good waterfront experiences here in South Florida. So come check them out, and especially these places if you've never been. All right, tomorrow we're going to be talking about iconic places. That's the Mai Kai, recently reopened, and we're going to be with our friend Andy Cagnetta from Transworld Business Advisors, one of our iconic eateries of South Florida series, back to the Mai Kai, and they are back and better than ever after a major renovation, 4 years hiatus, and we'll get in there and check out what's going on tomorrow. Friday, of course, back at 10 Palms at Gulfstream, our Friday fun place. All right, meanwhile, thank you again.
Thank you.
Steve Dapuzzo.
Thank you. Great seeing
And
you guys.
again, we'll see everybody tomorrow. Tomorrow's showtime at 2 p.m., but you can always find us online on the Mike Mayo's Lunchbox Facebook page. I post all the different editions, and you can just go stream to your heart's content. Also on the South Florida Live
YouTube
channel that's on YouTube, as well as Spotify. And, of course, we stream the show live every day on the Let's Eat South Florida Facebook group. Only 189,000 plus people. We're
Impressive. Good job, boys.
Approaching
People's a nice word to
200,000
describe them.
people. If you ever told me that was going to happen, I would also.
But I
Jump
do
off
like
the
we were at somewhere yesterday, and it's people of all ages. It's a woman in like her 20s was like, "Oh, I knew it was you."
Yeah.
It's like, and I just think it's cool. It's like it's like a diaspora of like
They saw
demographics
us doing
and
the show,
backgrounds,
and then I turned around and said, "Oh, let's eat. You're Mike Mayo." And I was like, "Yes." She goes, "We love the way that you just entertain us." I was like, "Good."
That's a good word.
You guys are good.
Can be entertaining. All right, that's going to do it. Thank you, and enjoy every meat board, enjoy every chicken parm bomb, pineapple rice, and enjoy every sandwich.